Hello, welcome back. Last time, after a deeply unpleasant rock giant manipulation room, I mastered the hold. So finally, I can see what's in this post-mastery area and lava gates, if I can ever find my way out of here. Where was the exit? There it is. Conveniently, this one was right next to lava gates. So now, lava gates had two unexplored rooms from what I could tell. They're presumably both past this master wall here. I'm assuming that's not the entire post-mastery area. There's probably another whole level. I have been to the Hints and Solutions board for this hold, and in the pop-up menu that lets me choose a level, it didn't show me anything more than what I've seen. I haven't actually looked at any Hints and Solutions topics beyond just a little bit. Yeah, these are grayed out now. So either that just doesn't show me levels that I didn't have access to that were marked as secret, or this post-mastery area is really small. Okay, that's how this works. Weird. Yep, another level. Alright, so it's the first one. Evil Architect's Pride. Oh. That is an accurate description of that. When Bethro had ascended the final stairs of the cursedly complex complex, he found another of the arrogant man's notes. He could hardly believe his eyes. Oh boy, more ombus.
A big man needs his pride, and this is mine. Many years ago, I bought a first-class captured delver from a nearby goblin tribe, one Bonko Baffman. He was a cocky one, Baffman, so sure of himself. I promised him freedom if he could solve but one of my rooms. Alas, he couldn't. I giggled myself half to death when I saw him tugging at his ridiculous straggling spikes of hair in desperation. Needless to say, he was never even close to being released. He finally took his own life by refusing to move from a hot tile. It is regrettable, but I will cherish the memory of my moronic pet delver for the rest of my life.
No, old Bonko. He tried to beat sense into me when I was Half Sage and applied to the Smite Masters Guild. Ombus must still have been part of the DAA when he did this. Those DAA folks deserve a good extermination at least 10 times over. I'm sure they're the ones seeding the dungeons. That ugly little door in King Dugan's dungeon. If only I could find some proof, I would take them on myself.
Interesting. Referencing that story. So, he decided to do that. Why don't I just save some time and do this? Oh, I'm gonna hate this. Alright, so while he was yammering on, I noticed this, and also this. So those are there. Before I go exploring secrets, let me look at what's actually open to me.
Bonko had so much trouble managing 5 duplicates of himself that I had to create this less challenging room where I threw in an extra decoy. The old room is still out there, though. It was fun watching Bonko frying that goblin without being even close to the goal. Once, the idiot even tried to maneuver a clone to the final pressure plate. I finally had to tell him why that wouldn't be such a good idea.
Okay, so extrapolating from here, perhaps these are just alternate versions of puzzle I've already done. Yeah, seems like it.
Poor Bonko. The only thing he knew how to handle here was the roach.
Okay, so clearly I'm going to be reviewing demos of rooms that I've done before. If I even want to bother with this, you know, I have the option of just not doing this.
One would think that even a delver would learn the goblin's movement preferences after a few tries. Apparently that is not the case. I almost grew bored watching Bonko try the same futile techniques over and over. I wonder if the Smite Masters only accept applicants with some flaw in their brain. But, of course, the simplest solution must be that no sane man would ever want to be a Smite Master in the first place.
How is this different?
What about you, then? Even your precious architects found you mad.
How is this different from the other version? That was in... was it Giants? No, that was a Lava Gates. No, that was a company room. Well, now, okay, so how am I going to compare these two? This one's offset. Just eyeballing it, I do not immediately spot any differences. This section maybe is slightly different. No, it's exactly the same. Maybe it's a different number of potions. What's this about? Why? So extra decoy potion for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 decoys available for that. Is this just fewer potions? Okay, so my demo here should work since it's the same. Well, not necessarily. Okay, sure, I guess I can restore from here. Show me what I did. South facing there, disarm, push. This room took me forever, but once I actually got the solution, it felt pretty good to do. Oh, weird, I did that. Okay, south there, north there, toggle armedness. Waste a whole lot of time thinking. Move by one tile, and then... I see. Okay, and then from here it's pretty simple. Just push like that. Now what I'm wondering is whether I placed the final decoy before the goblin was on the pressure plate. Because I did save 2 potions, but if I did that, then I'm going to have to adjust something. Okay. I mean, I was totally just improvising here, but I see how I did it. Looks like I have enough potions. Yeah, looks like I have enough potions. Yes, easily. Okay, looks like that was the pattern. Let's see if I can apply that to where I am now. Which means I need to restore. Yeah, so effectively this is exactly the same. It's just fewer available potions. So if I had done that another way, then this would have been different. But since I didn't, what did I do? North? Disarm and rearm? No, it wasn't like that. I was facing north somewhere. It must have been here. Right, so I moved you there. I did this. And then... I think I did this. Alright, looks simple enough. So at that point I did something like that, and then... I don't know, this? No, not that. Yeah, no, not that. The opposite. See? I do have a short-term memory for some things. Wait a second, something went wrong. No, it didn't. No, it totally did not. This allows me to move the goblin all the way in there, just like that. Okay. Solution worked exactly the same. Great. Okay. So this room again. I'll bet I can use the exploit that someone pointed out.
I didn't even let Bonko try this one. Instead, I let him write down a coordinated solution on paper. Turns out that Bonko couldn't even visualize 10 steps into the future. I then presented him with 100 sets of moves I had written down.
Oh.
It amused me immensely, since one of them was a valid solution. No one but me can see that far into the future. Truly, I'm the greatest man ever to tread the 8th.
Okay, Ambus, if you say so. Okay, so this actually has a safeguard against the exploit that would let me stand here safely. Otherwise, it's the same.
If you could see that far into the future, you would have known that one day I would wreck your precious complex.
Alright, well that's going to be the same experience since I didn't use that shortcut, so once again, the solution I used before will apply just the same there. Are these really worth doing? What room would this be equivalent to? This doesn't look familiar. This is a new one.
The stench of fried mimics remained for almost a year after Bonko realized he would never complete this room. All I asked of him was to keep track of one mimic and one duplicate self. That's all.
This looks horrible. So I would have one be through here, one here. I would have to toggle each time. I could use this clone to go there if I wanted to. I would have to toggle each time. I'd have to move each time. Yeah, these would both have to move in some direction. Avoid getting the mimic trapped. Yuck! That looks terrible. This one is different because it has hot tiles there now, right?
I'd never let Bonko try this one. It's self-explanatory. I was hoping to let him try this one when he finally had given up on the rest of the rooms. It would have been hilarious to watch. A shame he went and killed himself.
No, something else is different here. That is a lot of briar roots. More than I've ever seen in any other room. So, wait a minute. What was the original version of this? It did have hot tiles. It didn't have the briar roots around the edge or the tar mother. Is that some kind of timer mechanism? Yes, it lets the briars in, and they flood everything and instantly kill it, right? Show me. Huh. Well, that's not so bad. Oh, I'm stuck on an arrow. That's why I can't just do that. Okay. If you could just step out of there, you'd be fine here. Okay. So, same thing here, but with a timer. But what the timer does is it just kills all the roaches. So why does... I don't know. Move. I am starting to wonder if something weird is going on with my hard disk. Every time lately a game has done something that seems like it might be loading something from disk, like changing rooms here, I'm getting these significantly longer pauses than I would expect.
The average delver has trouble using both hands at once. Imagine Bonko's despair when he had to keep track of himself, a mimic, a goblin, a decoy, and 3 swords pointing in different directions simultaneously. I'm very proud of this room, since anyone with enough brains could solve it in 5 minutes without any danger to himself whatsoever. Naturally, I am skeptic as to whether there exists anyone but me who could do it. I doubt there exists any delver who can drive the goblin more than a few squares.
A mimic, 4 decoys, disarm tokens. Goblins don't respond to mimic swords. A mimic could block him. What's the goal? Well, sure, a mimic could step there and then use that as leverage. You have to die and you have to die. So something has to step there and it's going to have to be a goblin? I'm not sure what you're asking in this room. Right, okay, so I guess I've seen everything other than the secret paths. That's not true. There was stuff to the north that I could have looked at. Right? Yeah, north of here. Using the clone... No, there's a force arrow there. Never mind. I can't go that way at all. Okay. So secret variant of this, how do you differ? 1 potion fewer. Okay, so this is an Archy room. 4 Archy rooms were a thing. And then of course there's variation on this room. Why wouldn't there be? No, this is something else. On this one? Okay, so I do have 1 decoy potion fewer. Another Archy room. Okay, well, sure, why not? Since I did the other version of this, let's see if I can do something creative to save a decoy. I'm sure there's lots I could do. Let me start with the same pattern. Where would be a good opportunity to save a decoy? I can probably do a lot more with disarm tokens in order to move things along differently. Like, for example, if I were to... Let me try something. If I were to put this here... That does, in fact, move the goblin differently. Now, I don't really like some things about that, but I don't hate everything about it. The main thing I don't like is that the goblin is directly against a decoy right now, so I'm going to have to use another potion to get him farther away, and then another potion to keep on moving. Yeah, so this is not efficient enough on the decoys. Unless maybe I could... No, I couldn't. Yes, that hits the pressure plate, but now the goblin can't die. Okay, so here is the area of most inefficiency. So if I back up a little bit... Alright, so I tried that. It was not the best thing I could have done. What if I were to instead do this? That's not quite what I wanted. But perhaps if I were to do this... Well, that'll just put him here. I mean, maybe that's enough? Hey, that is enough, isn't it? Because I think I saved a decoy potion. Yeah, I think I saved a decoy potion and this can work fine. Okay. There we go then. Cool. Alright. So that's how you optimize that. Did I miss any rooms? I can find out from the restore screen. I did not. Okay. Wow, yeah, something's going on with my computer. Perhaps it is busy with another task. Alright, which of these looks the most approachable? This one, because I've already done it. Wait a second, there's a decoy... Hang on. Is there a difference? 1 decoy potion to the south of that checkpoint compared to... Where was that? That was in Hordes. Hordes... Room start looked like... Yeah, pretty much exactly like that. That's identical to this except for those bombs there. Unless, like, the adders or roaches are different. While that looks approachable because I've already done it, I don't really want to do it because I did this too recently and it was just a whole bunch of waffling around in here until stuff magically worked. I mean, it was kind of fun, but I'll save that for later. This one I don't actually understand. Do I understand all of them? Other than this one. This has a timer, so last time I went in here... 1 mimic there, 2 mimics guarding my back. Can't turn my sword. There are tunnels. So that's how you get out. How does the Tar Mother die? I'm not sure yet. Okay, so I understand that. I understand this. I understand this. Because, I mean, those are just the same as this room before. Yeah, I didn't use very many of these potions at all last time I did this, did I? So, like, maybe my demo for those rooms could work the same? Did that. Not a puzzle. This one has a roach in it and a bunch of fuses. Why would that matter? Like, is that not exactly the same, just with an extra unnecessary roach? Hang on, this stuff looks different. So, it is slightly... Oh, you get one spot fewer. So I don't have as many golems of leeway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you only get 6 in this other one. And there's a roach. Why is there a roach? Was this pressure plate there in Giants? Yes. Okay, so that lets those out. Okay, so largely the same, just one space fewer, and a roach for some reason. What are you for? Oh. I can imagine things that roach could maybe do. Alright, sure. I mean, like, I'm here, I'm looking at this room. Let's at least try it, I guess. So I guess I am committing to doing this post-mastery area. I mean, the hold would feel incomplete if I didn't. So fine, I will. Oh, that's all bridge. That's why it all shows up as that color. Okay. So... where would you even start with this? By placing a mimic there. That certainly needs to happen. So... using decoys... Goblin would need to... Okay, so I think I understand what I'm being asked to do here. Use decoy to attract goblin. Use mimic to kill decoy. Disarm to make goblin more attracted to decoy. Now, that goblin needs to... see the next decoy before B-throw, so I need to pre-place this. In what spot? I mean, is that one good enough? Maybe. Also, the mimic needs leverage. I placed that decoy in a terrible way. I can still work with this. Alright, there's some leverage. And there's some leverage. And here, shortly, will be a dead decoy. However, let's see, could I use... No, that's as far as that goblin's gonna go. Okay. So next decoy goes here-ish. Mimic kills that. Great. Cool. This is very straightforward so far, perhaps worryingly so. So place another decoy. Now here's the thing, I need to use... I think I need to use this decoy's sword to move the goblin around, which is fine, I can do that. I think... not in that particular way, though. Okay, so where's the goblin going to end up? If I place you there, goblin's going to be the south, isn't it? That's out of range. Okay, so if that's out of range... let's see. I think I see how I can do something. So suppose I had a decoy here, facing that way. I disarm, I have my Mimic somehow eventually kill... this decoy. Now, it's going to have to be... Okay, see, what I've done wrong here is I've placed this decoy facing the wrong direction. I need to be able to chase the goblin to the front. Which means decoy needs to face... northwest, I think. So if that decoy are facing northwest, everything else will probably mostly work. Oh hey, I placed an armed decoy even though I'm disarmed. That's right. I forgot that was a mechanic. Okay. Okay, yeah, that just moves it over there by itself. Okay. So now... Wait a second. These both have to happen. How are those both going to happen? No, wait. Those both do the same thing. Only one has to happen. Never mind. So Goblin goes down either one of these paths. So I need to place a decoy in such a way that will make that Goblin want to turn that corner. Would a south-facing decoy here work? So I'm a Goblin. I'm here, and I'm going to sit there. He gets a sword back. Do I want to move here? Maybe. I'm actually not sure about that one. Let's find out. That's out of range, isn't it? But I can get it in range by rearming this. Okay, so you're in range. Disarm. He goes there. He goes there. Well, looks good to me. Now I just have to kill that guy, which I probably... Yeah, okay, so that does mean I need to do something with my Mimic before I do this stuff. That's fine. That's totally fine. That's not. Still one short. Okay. So Mimic needs to also use Goblin. No problem. Except I can't go that far. Okay. 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 Now, Goblin is there. Great. Looks like I solved it, right? Like, is there something more to it than that? No, that's it. Okay.
I almost wish you were here so I could see his reaction as I crush his pride.
That was actually very straightforward. Like, this was so much simpler than the other rooms that it was based on. Like, this was just a straight-up Mimic leverage and decoy monster attraction puzzle. I enjoyed that. Hey, cool. Rooms I can enjoy. I like those. Alright, great. So next time, this is an all-new puzzle. I don't like the look of it, but I do like that it's all new. This one looks interesting. This is something I've already done, and these are things I've already done just with more constraints. How many, just out of curiosity, how many potions did I use when I did the equivalent of that? And where was that? Here? No. Here? Yeah, this. So... Demo... No. Watch. So I'm going to have to do this with 4 clones and 1 decoy. Just 1. I definitely use more than 1 decoy. That sounds annoying. So I see 2 decoys so far. 2 decoys, 4 clones. 3 decoys, 4 clones. Okay. So I have to optimize one of those potions away for one room, then a second one away for the other variant. Okay. I can probably do that, and I might even enjoy it. Okay, right, so I'm here. Got a few rooms done. Remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, 6 rooms left to go in the entire hold, then I can finally be done with this thing and read whatever this scroll says. This better be worth it. There is absolutely nothing you could write on that scroll that would make that worth it. Just saying. Okay, I'll see you next time for more of these puzzles.